Recently, singer Lizzo performed at the VMA Awards and received an award for Video for Good. And during her acceptance speech, she said she will not respond to the people hating on her because she is winning. However, recently, stand-up comedian Ari Spears made disgustingly crude fat-shaming remarks about Lizzo's looks. Lizzo, who is a multi-platinum award-winning artist, has been the biggest target for fat shame for several years, and it's because she has been more comfortable in her own skin and not hiding herself due to her weight. Somehow, this young, successful black woman's charisma, her talent and charm offends others. Why is this such a big deal? And why is black women in particular the face for such fat shaming and lambasting? Well, to go forward, we have to go back. And that's all the way back to the motherland from many centuries ago. In the continent of Africa, things of value are different than in Western countries. Beauty is truly in the eyes of the beholder because size is not counted as they are in America so much. In fact, in some African countries, in particular throughout parts of Nigeria, being beautiful is all about the weight. The mission in life is in gaining weight. Throughout the centuries, teenagers were sent to Africa's fattening rooms. Acceptance into the fattening rooms was viewed as a privilege, and the teenagers went out of their way to gain this privilege. They spent a lot of time eating over a month or more in those rooms, which were away from families, and they ate plenty of bowls of rice, yams, plantains, beans, and gari, which is similar to a porridge dish. The fattening room is at the center of a very old tradition that is for the passage from childhood to womanhood for the young women there. The older African women would teach young women how to care for their families and how to be a successful wife. Being skinny is frowned upon in some African countries. It was thought that you were possibly sickly and could have problems carrying a child. In Zimbabwe, there has been the Miss Big is Beautiful contest, which is a beauty contest for plus size or larger size women. But in the Western countries, this is not considered beautiful. After the transatlantic slave trade that had black men, black women, and black children transported to the Western Hemisphere, this embracing of pounds all changed internally and outwardly. Yes, there are African people that are of every shape, but make no mistake about it, the level that black women go through with fat body shaming has been steeped in racist platforms from the beginning. And that happened in the past, it happens now, and there's different cases of that. One major case that happened through the past was Sarah Bartman. Sarah was born in South Africa around 1789. She grew up harsh without her mom, who died when Sarah was very young, and then her father, who died when she was a young teen. Sarah, who was illiterate, possibly signed a contract with an English doctor named Mr. William Dunlap and a biracial businessman, Hendrik Caesars. This contract was to travel to England to take part in shows. It was a circus show that they paraded this woman around due to her large protruding buttocks. Sarah was a big, big attraction to these circus shows in London, Ireland, and Paris, and possibly she was prostituted out by these men. A naturalist made a body plaster cast of her body after she died and also dissected her body. Her body was kept at the Paris Museum of Man, where her body and plaster was on full display for visitors to view until 1974. President Nelson Mandela asked for her remains and body plaster to be sent back to South Africa. However, it was finally done in 2002, which is over 185 years. Lizzo is still beautiful. She's artistic and talented, and she's minding her own business. So these people who are gawking at her should do the same. This makes people who have bought into the narrative that if you are over a certain weight threshold, you cannot be happy, you can't be comfortable, and they believe you do not matter, you do not have much value or a place to be noticed. You cannot be pretty, sexy, or smart or well spoken. You should be what Europeans think, which is to be an Aunt Your Mama, a Mrs. Butterer, a mammy on Gone with the Wind. Basically, you are taking care of other people's kids, but you know you cannot get a family for yourself because who would want you? And this has been going on for many centuries. And it's sad that even within the black race, this continues too. That continues now. And there's many black men like Aries Spears, who himself is of a larger proportion, has been fooled. These men are fooled into gazing at black women with what I call the white supremacist eyes. He has been brought up in America to believe that women who look differently is basically similar to looking like dog poop. And I'm saying that more politely than he did. This man and other black men and all men need to read their history books. If you grew up in Africa, there is a high chance you wouldn't think the dime pieces, the beautiful women you think are beautiful and a size 6 would not be the standard in Africa. And yes, I am for taking care of yourself. So if medically needed, if your life needs changing for what health stability is for you, and if you are of larger proportion, then please by all means take care of yourself. I'm sure Lizzo would say that too. But this insistence of being a skinny woman is not healthy, and most women of color, and also white women for that matter, are not a size 6 anyway. Just be healthy by the best standards that you need to be, and talk to your physician when that is the best possible outcome that needs to take place. This has continued on, and that begins with the BMI also, which is the body mass index, which was not designed with melanated people in mind. The BMI actually was coined the Curtelet Index, and it was originally started by Mr. Lambert Curtelet, who was a Belgian gentleman who studied human traits for crime and mortality. He was not a physician nor a nurse. He studied white European men, not people of color, and he did not study necessary disease nor weight traits of people. In the 1970s, another white man who was a obesity researcher of mostly white European descent people added to the understanding of health and weight issues. Time again and again, it does not contain much study with black people or other melanin people in it. So the BMI was not started for us. Also, understand that the fat positive arrow did not begin with a black woman, as a lot of large sized white women like to proclaim. It began in 1969 with a white man named Bill Fabry. He started the National Association to Advance Fat Acceptance, or the NAAFA, which is the largest long running fat rights organization. He did this because he was fed up with how his wife was treated. Black women, no matter who that black woman is not the face for white people to take revenge on a white patriarchy system and what Europeans have said is beautiful. We're not the ones to speak out for that or speak for them because we don't fit the narrative anyway. We are the ones that speak up for ourselves. We are not going to do that for them anymore. Melanin women, which say is that Lizzo is beautiful with melanin in her skin. We are not transfixed or BMIs. We're not transfixed on fat shaming, and we're not worried about Aries Spears or any other black men or men who speak out against us. And we're not doing this for likes. And furthermore, we're not doing it for anybody's plan or ideas of us. We're doing it for ourselves because we are created in God's image and God loves us just the way we are. Please like, share, and subscribe, and thanks for watching again.